Hello, welcome to a new video, and this is my top 10 favourite Doctor Who companions. Well, yesterday I did my top 10 TARDIS console rooms, so I thought I'd do my top 10 favourite Doctor Who companions. To start this off, it is number 10. So in 10th place, it is Captain Jack Harkness, aka played by John Barrowman, from 2005 to 2010. Say 2011 and 2020. John Barrowman became Captain Jack Harkness in the two-parter The Empty Child and The Doctor Dances as a Con Man. He then becomes the Doctor full-on companion for the end of Series 1, which is The Empty Child, Doctor Dances, Boom Tomb, Bad Wolf, and Parting of the Ways. And then Captain Jack goes into his own kind of spin-off show called Torchwood, which is brilliant, but this is Doctor Who, I'm leaving Torchwood out. Captain Jack then later returns in Series 3 in the trilogy of The Master with Utopia, Sound of the Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. And then Captain Jack then returns a series later in Stolen Earth and Journey's End. And then that's the only bit we see of Captain Jack during the Tennant era and Eccleston. Well, apart from the End of Time Part 2 with a little scene at the bar. The last time we saw Captain Jack was back in 2011 in Torchwood, Miracle Day. But then Christian Noel has done the amazing thing, and he brought back the character in Fugitive of the Jejune. Now, Captain Jack was brought in as a con man, but he turned into a kind of fun, cheeky person that we all turned out to be enjoying a lot more than we enjoyed Rose's. Well, I enjoyed John Barrowman's performance as Captain Jack a lot more than Billie Piper did with Rose. So yeah, 10th place, Captain Jack Harkness. In 9th place, it is Donna Noble. Now, Donna Noble was played by Catherine Tate in the very first story, The Runaway Bride. And then she came back as a full-time companion in Series 4, which is my favourite all-time series of Doctor Who with Out of the New Era with David Tennant. It's just so fantastic and brilliant. You've got Partners in Crime, fantastic. Fires of Pompeii, which is another fantastic one. Planet of the Ood, again, another one. The Two Sontaran Parter. The whole series is just fantastic. And for her to have her mind wiped from the Doctor and her adventures with him in the TARDIS. It was such a heartbreaking scene in Journey's End. And then they brought her back in the End of Time just for her to like have a meltdown inside her head, and then ends up still forgetting the Doctor. Well, I don't understand the whole point in that one, but Donna Noble's story arc is fantastic. It's literally a fantastic one. To have her end up being the Doctor Donna, because she takes the Doctor's mind into her own head, causing a meta-crisis. Like the meta-crisis Doctor, we had the meta-crisis regeneration energy kind of hides until Davros sparks it off inside her head. It's still such a fantastic story arc. Donna Noble, 9th place. So in 8th place, it is Liz Shaw, played by the wonderful and late Caroline John. Caroline John played Liz Shaw for one season of Doctor Who, which is season 7, which is John Pertwee's first ever season as the Doctor, and after the Doctor was exiled to Earth by the Time Lords as part of their punishment. And it's spread over 25 episodes this season. Is four incredible good stories, and it was such a fantastic role she actually portrayed it in Spearhead from Space, Doctor and the Sandalorians, The Ambassadors of Death, and Inferno. All 4 stories are really good, amazing stories with Caroline John. It's a shame that she didn't stick around for a bit longer instead of just one season. I think she could have stayed for another season. Imagine her with Joe Grant. It'd be a pretty good season 8 would have done. I don't know why she left after one season, but it's such a fantastic role she was playing. A scientist brought in by the Brigadier to help UNIT try and stop the Auton invasion. It's just a fantastic storyline. Her whole season is just fantastic. My favourite story of hers is the Ambassadors of Death, especially in just that car scene with that white Ford after her driving Bessie, the third Doctor's car. It's just such a fantastic scene. The Ambassador of Death is an amazing story. So in 7th place, it has got to be the 4th and 5th Doctor's companion, Adric. First introduced back in season 18 in the story Full Circle, leading him to try and get him fed up working on the Starliner, asking his brother to join the rebel gang that can't even steal grapefruits. It's such a good introduction story to Adric. The TARDIS is transported into E-space with the 4th Doctor, Romana 2 and K9. It's just a fantastic way. Adric is a boy genius. He's fantastic. He stayed for the last 5 stories. Is it 4 or 5? Full Circle, 30 Decay, Warriors Gate, Keeper Truck and Goblins. 5 stories of season 18 and then 6 stories of season 19. It's such a shame that when Peter Davison, he got killed off. It's just a shame we couldn't. It's unfortunately his last ever story is Earthshock, and it's a brilliant Cyberman story, and it leading to Adric's death is one of the heartbreaking scenes of classic Who. Adric sacrifices himself to save the Earth. It's just fantastic. Even though he's a bit of a moody teenager in the Peter Davison era, not enjoying travelling the TARDIS, I don't think, with Nyssa and Tegan, because the Doctor puts Nyssa and Tegan first before he puts Adric sometimes. But Adric Lee arc is kind of good. Is actually one of the best ones, which is why he's in 7th place. He's definitely, me personally, I didn't think Adric deserves to die. I think he should have left the TARDIS to go and help someone, or go and leave the Doctor. He didn't deserve to die. So 7th place, Adric. So in 6th place, I have put the 4th Doctor's companion, Leela, from season 14 and season 15. Leela is actually a fun introduction into Doctor Who. She's so feisty with a knife. Shall I kill him, Doctor? It's just a fantastic way, and she's played by the amazing Louise Jameson. Leela is the one, I think she's the first feisty Doctor Who companion the 4th Doctor ever had. Wow, when I say feisty, I mean she's the second one after Jamie McCrimmon, which he is later on in this list. So Leela's 2 seasons are fantastic. She's got a full season, which is season 15, and 3 stories from season 14, which is the Face of Evil, which is an introduction story. It's actually pretty good. It's a lot better than some people's introduction stories as a companion, especially when she stows away in the TARDIS and the Doctor's like, get out there, don't touch that. It's just such a fantastic way they brought her in. And her last story, which is the Invasion of Time, for her to go and get married to a Time Lord, it's just fantastic. It's a bit unexpected for Leela to say, oh, I want to stay on Gallifrey with K9 Mark 1 and with her future husband, Andred, is it? I think it is. I can't remember his name. It's been a while since I watched The Invasion of Time. It's not really the best of stories. The budget is a bit rubbish in this. When it comes out on Blu-ray, I hope it gets the treatment it deserves. Mind you, the whole season 15 is a good whole treatment for the special effects department. My favourite stories with Leela has got to be The Face of Evil, Robots of Death, Time to Wing Chiang, Horror Fan Rock, Images of Fandal, The Invisible Enemy, and The Invasion of Time. There's some, the Underworld, I need to give that one a rewatch. And it's been a while since I watched that one, actually. There's so many Doctor Who stories, I need to rewatch some of these backwards. So it's actually quite good. Leela, 6th place. So in 5th place, it is no other than the 2nd Doctor's long-time companion, Jamie McCrimmon. Now, Jamie was first introduced way back in 1966 in a 4-part story. I think it's 4 parts. It's actually missing, so I do need to buy this on a CD so I can actually listen to it. And which is called the Highlands. Now, Jamie stayed with the Second Doctor all through the Second Doctor's era, from every single story apart from Power of the Daleks. Highlands is his second story. It's just, Jamie McCrimmon is one of the best companions for the Second Doctor to ever have. Scottish lad from Scotland. It's just such an amazing, fantastic sort of way they brought him in. Jamie McCrimmon is, especially when they brought him back for the two Doctors with the second Doctor on a mission for the Time Lords. Jamie McCrimmon is honestly the best Second Doctor companion I could actually ever think of. All these stories don't exist apart from a few. The only ones that do exist, which is The Underwater Menace, which I've got on DVD, The Moon Base, that's partly animated. If I go for the full-time stories that have not been animated, which is The Tomb of the Summon, Enemy of the World, The Web of Fear, The Dominators, The Mind Robber, The Invasion, The Croutons, The Seeds of Doom, and The War Games. To have Jamie have his memory wiped off the Second Doctor with his adventures with the Second Doctor is kind of hard, but Jamie helped the Second Doctor defeat Cybermen, Daleks, Ice Warriors, Macra, Chameleons, even the Great Intelligence and Robot Yetis. So come on, BBC, hurry up and animate the Second Doctor era so we can actually enjoy more episodes of Jamie McCrimmon as the Second Doctor's fantastic companion. So in fourth place, it's no other than the Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. Now, Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart was actually brought in during the Second Doctor era, which makes him the longest ever companion to the Doctor. Even though he didn't travel in the TARDIS, he's still one of the greatest Doctor Who companions, as he came in the Web of Fear, The Invasion, all through the Pertwee era, and two stories of Tom Baker, which was the Robot and Terror of the Zygons, Peter Davison era in two stories, and of course the last ever season of Classic Who, Battlefield, in season 26. His character is such a fantastic one. Head of unit, always has a good... The best thing about his relationship with the third Doctor, John Pertwee, after he's been exiled to Earth, kind of gives it more like Sherlock and John Watson kind of feeling to the show, which is why they brought the Master in the next season, because they wanted a Moriarty kind of character, which is the Master. So Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart is one of the best ones. His daughter Kate came in the new modern era Doctor Who, and she's actually quite good. But the Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart is one of the best companions. It's not only has he encountered one Doctor, he's actually encountered the first, second, third, fourth, fifth and seventh Doctors. He technically did encounter the sixth Doctor in a Dimensions in Time, which was way back in 1993, where they ended up in EastEnders, where Doctor and EastEnders mash up, which isn't classed as canon, thank God. But that's when that story is when the Brigadier actually met Colin Baker's sixth Doctor. But had to have such an iconic character who actually met, but it's the first Doctor he met in order was the first, was the second Doctor he met, then he met the third Doctor, then it came up to the three Doctors, which was the season 10's anniversary episode, which he encountered William Hartnell's Doctor. The fourth Doctor he encountered in Robot and Terror of the Zygons, which is a fantastic two stories. It's a shame we didn't have any more stories with Tom Baker. I'd love to have more Brigadier stories with the second Doctor. He then encountered, with the fourth Doctor, sorry, he should have had more stories with the fourth Doctor. So then he encountered the fifth Doctor in Maureen Undead in season 20, and also in that same season, he actually encounters the first, second and third and fifth Doctors again in the five Doctors, the big anniversary special. Which is not really surprising, because it's a bit surprising that he actually went to Gallifrey with the second Doctor. I really think he should have gone to Gallifrey with the third Doctor. Not the third Doctor on his own with Bessie. I think he should have been in the unit lab with Bessie. The unit lab with the Brigadier and then got pulled out of time. It doesn't seem right with the second Doctor. I think the second Doctor should have had Jamie, even though Jamie had these mind wipe. They could have gone back into the second Doctor's earliest time stream. Bru Ursula could have, and slapped, connected him and Jamie together and pulled them out of time. Or him, Jamie and Zoe, or him, Jamie and Victoria, pulled out of time, and then the Brigadier with Jon Pertwee. So that would have been much better, but the Five Doctor is brilliant as it is. I don't really mind it. The relationship between Nicholas Courtney and Patrick Stewart is fantastic. It's brilliant with him and Jon Pertwee, because you can tell they all get on during the series. So, 4th place, Brigadier as scored Lethbridge Stewart. So, in 3rd place, it is no other than the late Elizabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane Smith, mainly through 4 seasons of Classic Who, and then come back as a guest appearance in some of the modern era, even having her own spin-off show, The Sarah Jane Adventures. Sarah Jane is one of the greatest Doctor Who companions of all time. She's such an iconic one. I think people may always remember her. Being brought in as Jon Pertwee's last season, which, to be honest, I think she said in an interview in season 12 that she thought she was leaving, but no, they didn't ask her. They asked her to stay with Tom, which is a fantastic way they did it, because so you got the very first story is called The Time Warrior, with the very first story with the Santarans. The second story was The Invasion of the Dinosaurs, which is a bit of an okay story. I've given it a rewatch. Death of the Daleks is absolutely fantastic. I do adore Death of the Daleks. It was my very first Dalek story. The Monsters of Peladon, again, a good one. Planet of Spiders, fantastic. Her whole relationship with the 3rd Doctor was good, but it was more fantastic with the 4th Doctor. The 4th Doctor is absolutely amazing with Sarah Jane Smith. It's just such a fantastic one. And then she stayed through 2 full seasons, and then she left in 2 stories of season 14. She leaves in the Hand of Fear. So she has kind of a good story arc, with the 4th Doctor being in season 12 and 13 as his companion. My favourite story with her and Tom has got to be The Pyramids of Mars. That's a fantastic one. That's the one I adore a lot more for Elizabeth Sladen. Her favourite story with Jon Pertwee, on the other hand, has got to be Planet of the Spiders. That is another good story. And to have her come back, we're in the Tennant era. That's what makes the Tennant. It's what makes School Reunion fantastic, because you got her and K9 back together, which is back with him. So that's kind of a good storyline. I do adore School Reunion and Journey's End. Storyline from Journey's End. It's such a fantastic way they brought her character back into the series. It's just so. 3rd place, Sarah Jane Smith. So in 2nd place, it is Romana 2. Romana 2 was played by the amazing Leah Ward, who after Doctor Who becomes Tom Baker's wife after they get divorced. I think it's like 6 months after they get divorced, after the wedding, something like that. So Romana 2 is a brilliant time lady. She's from the planet Gallifrey as well. Romana 1 is good, but she hasn't made it into the top 10. Romana 2 is a fantastic companion. I love her outfit from Destiny to the Daleks. It's such an iconic one. It's another iconic one for Romana. It looks a bit like the Tom's design and just shoved it on Romana, but in pink and white. It's just such a good character. Romana 2 is, and Leona Ward plays her brilliantly with the amazing Tom Baker and John Layson with K9. She stays with the Doctor through 2 seasons, Romana 2 does, which is 17 and 18, and she leaves in Tom Baker's last season, which is another bit of a good story arc. Destiny to the Daleks is my favourite story for her introduction. City of Death is an absolutely belter of a story for her. It's just a fantastic one. She plays the part so well. Season 80, she's brilliant in Shada. I'm so glad they got Leona Ward with Tom Baker come back and do the voices for the characters for that story that should have got finished back in 1979, but it was partly filmed and partly animated now. My favourite story from season 18 of Romana's has got to be Full Circle, because it starts off with her moping because the Time Lords have asked for Romana to go back. She kind of got a moping, and the Fourth Doctor goes, "You can't fight Time Lords, Romana." She goes, "You did once, and lost." It's such an iconic role. Romana too is an absolutely fantastic companion, but she's not as good as my very first place. So in first place, well, do I really need to say this? It's Ace. Ace is played by the amazing Sophie Arnold, and she is a fantastic companion to the Seventh Doctor. She's a feisty teenager brought out of a time stream straight into the planet Iceworld, where she later encounters the Doctor with his other companion at the time, which was Mal, played by Bonnie Langford, or as I like to call Bonnie, and I'm sorry if she's watching this, the Terrible Screamer. Right, Ace's introduction to Doctor Who was back in 1987 in the story Dragonfire, which is a fantastic story. I actually quite enjoy that one, even though it's got a bit of a low budget and stuff. It's still fantastic, especially when you got that villain's face melting off in the sun. That is another bout of a story. My favourite story of Ace has got to be Remembrance of the Daleks. She is the only companion ever to beat up a Dalek with a baseball bat. She's the only companion ever done that, and it's such a fantastic way. And how she's, you got her with a bag of Nitro 9. Her taking on a Dalek squadron is fantastic, especially where she beats the Dalek up, going, "Who you calling small?" It's just such a fantastic. I love her with the Cybermen as well, because she's the only companion that actually gets a slingshot and shoots gold at the Cyberman with the slingshot. Ace is the feistiest companion I have ever seen in Doctor Who so far. She's just so fantastic and brilliant. It's such a shame they haven't brought her character back. I really would like to see Ace come back at some point. It's just such a fantastic role. Sophie played Ace so brilliantly through one story of season 24, a whole season of 25, and a whole season of 26. I actually prefer it in The Curse of Fenric, because that is another battle of the story, and it gives her the mother who she hates so much. It's just such a good story arc for her. Ace is a brilliant companion, especially that bit where you got her being manipulated by the Doctor, trying to get the Heatherfall, trying to get Ace lose his faith in him so that Heatherfall can go and attack Fenric. It's just such a fantastic story, The Curse of Fenric. Ace is a brilliant fighter, especially the Ghostlight, where the Doctor takes her back to the house where she doesn't even want to go from her childhood. It's just such a fantastic one. That's what you call Ghostlight. Survival, again, the Doctor takes her back to Palivale, and you come across the cheated people and the Master. It's unclear to me what happens to Ace. There's loads of theories. One, that she left the Doctor. Two, she became a Time Lord. It's just such a long story arc for Ace. It's I need to buy some more Big Finish. I need to buy the Big Finish audios with her in them. But Ace is my all-time favourite companion to the Seventh Doctor. Well, to the Doctor, really. She's feisty. She's brilliant. She carries explosives. She beats the Dalek up with a baseball bat. She uses a slingshot against Cybermen. It's just such a fantastic companion. It really is. So this is my top 10 favourite Doctor Who companions. Let me know in the comments your favourite companions below. And I hope you enjoy this video.